Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Podcast Room 303. Introducing one co-host with more nuggets than Chick-fil-A, Nick Morahan. Executive producer until we find someone better, Eric Washington. Nobody really knows what he does around here, Nevada Putnam. And now, the single greatest thing to happen to hosting in history, Jermaine Antonio Colon Mendez. On with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Podcast Room 303, episode 205. I'm your host, Jermaine Colon Mendez. This is my executive producer, EPE. And on today's episode, we'll be getting into pop culture pick'em, top 5 things to bring to a party. We'll review head-to-head. We'll get into the newest addition to the show, the What the Fuck Headline of the Week. We'll discuss MLB All-star 2023. Now, some of you may be wondering, why, Jermaine? Where is your second co-host? And, what can I say? The show is not a priority to him. He uses it only to grow his celebrity. And he's in it for the sweet merch. And he's in it for the baseball talk, which is going to be a great episode for him to not be a part of. So how are you doing this evening, Eric?
Doing good, man. Excited to see how this episode goes without Nick. I didn't know his priorities weren't in line, but I guess we'll see if we can get him back next week. But excited because tomorrow's America's birthday. It's my favorite holiday of every year. And
stole that line from me, you fucking.
It's America's birthday, dude. It's the best holiday.
You never said that once in your life until you heard me say it. That's all I'm saying.
Here we go.
You liar. You are just swagger jocking full, but you are correct. It is the single greatest holiday of the year, every single year. I will not be drinking this year, but you damn straight I will be screeching like a bald eagle everywhere I go.
Oh, man, that's amazing. I can't wait to see that tomorrow. Oh, man. You're going to be messing with drunk people. It's going to be hilarious.
America 2023. Oh, dude, I'm excited. I love the 4th of July. I'll be getting a hike in, getting some sun, some vitamin D in my life. As the ladies like to say, the D.
Hey, man, you have been getting a lot of the D lately, and you've been seeming to be really happy about it, so I'm happy for you.
It's a game changer. I don't understand why more people don't go out in the sun. I will go from cranky to happy as soon as the sunlight shines on me.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I feel that.
All right, so let's open up with the What the Fuck headline. You want to share that for us, Eric?
Yeah. So I don't have it on my screen here, but it's Bobby Bonilla Day. Here's why the former Met gets paid $1.19 million today and every July 1st until 2035.
But Jermaine, it's July 3rd. Deal with this, assholes. We recorded this after. So, as Eric said, 2035 is the last day that Bobby Bonilla will receive payment for what is one of the outrageous stretched and waived contract I've ever seen in my life. They were due to owe him $5.9 million in 2000. They elected to defer payments until 2011 and pay him until 2035. Now, some of you may be listening. Yes, $5.9 million is drastically less than what will end up being. It's 25 times 1.19 million. So you're looking at probably 30 million plus. And so the Mets owner at the time had money, but had his money tied up in what was the Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme that ended up being one of the biggest, class action. I think it's a class action lawsuit. I may be incorrect there, but ends up with one of the biggest lawsuits and Ponzi scheme, pyramid type scheme system, and lost a bunch of money. So the owners deferred Bobby Bonilla's contract. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, Manny Ramirez actually has a a deferment similar to that where he gets paid until 2024. So that'll be his last payment is next year. Ken Griffey Jr. with the Reds also will be paid until 2024. So his last payment will be next year. And Max Scherzer has $105 million due to him by 2028 from the Nationals. Not sure how that gets paid out. I don't know like in what increments or whatever, but it's $105 million. It's 2023 right now. So in 5 years, he's looking about $20 million a pop if he hasn't already been paid for it. So all crazy numbers to just say out loud. But
like, if you're a GM, why are you? I just don't understand why they do this. Like, I just saw something the other day where it was like Ken Griffey is the third highest paid player on an MLB roster. He's the third highest paid player. Dude hasn't played baseball in like 15 years.
For context, Bobby Bonilla has 0-0 WAR, right? Wins above replacement this season. Jake Cronenworth has 0.1 WAR. First baseman for the Padres. One man is
Bobby Bonilla.
He's about as useful as Bobby Bonilla, my guy. So for those of you who've been listening to this podcast for the last 3 years and some change, this is absolutely one of our favorite days of the year. We actually didn't wish each other a happy Bobby Bonilla Day on Saturday. I think we all collectively forgot. But, here we are, Bobby Bonilla Day, around 4th of July. It's always a great time of the year. It's fun to bag on the Mets. It's always fun to bag on the Mets. Look at their Scherzer, Verlander, $80 million pitchers. They stink this year. Stink like a big old turd. All right, so that wraps up our What the Fuck headline of the week. Shout out, happy Bobby Bonilla Day. Hopefully all you listeners are telling everyone happy Bobby Bonilla Day tomorrow on July 4th. Now let's go ahead and get into pop culture pick'em. Top 5 things to bring to a party. Looks like I'm first this week.
Yep.
Oh man. I'm just gonna go with the classic booze.
Yeah. I figured that would be the first pick regardless of who got it.
Absolutely. I was like beer, wine, and it depends. Like there's booze for every kind of party, right? So if it's like, a nice button-up type of party, you bring some wine, right? If it's, a 4th of July party, you bring as much beer as you can carry in your 2 hulking arms, right? And if it's like a big party where the host is already providing beer, you bring a liquor.
Honestly, I feel like this booze is literally just the best thing to bring to anything. It's the best gift if you have to do like a white elephant. Like, I know you can do like funny gag gifts and stuff, but booze is just, if you just show up to somebody's house and you give them any type of booze, as long as they're not an AA or, an addict, it's the perfect gift, man. Everybody loves it.
The best white elephant gift is the gift that I always get. So I take some
we'll keep
umbrage with that. Yeah, I can't. I already have one friend stealing my gift and giving it to people now. Freaking thief.
That was the booze. Anyway, for my first pick, I'm going to go with an often slept on, but you got to bring a fire playlist to a party.
Oh, that's a good pick. Although you always refuse to put music on when I ask you to, even in just the car. So it's ironic that you say this.
I just don't feel like it's respectful to jump in somebody's whip and just put your music on. Like,
if you connect, you better be ready to jam. That's all I'm saying. That's the rule.
All right. Well,
if you connect first,
noted. From here on out, noted. And then with my follow-up pick, man, bring girls.
Pussy?
Yes, sir.
This is actually not as easy as I thought it was.
Yeah, I spaced out. And I was like, well,
So I'm going to just say games,
mm-hmm.
right? So sometimes I like to bring cornhole, or maybe I'll bring Uno or dominoes, right? Not that most of my friends like to play dominoes. I think that's a purely a me thing. But Pop darts.
Ooh, dude, I remember the last time I played Pop darts. I hit the roof.
Yeah, you were not good, dude.
I was not good at Pop darts. was a lesson learned real quick.
We gotta bust that out and play it again. That's all I'm saying, dude.
What we gotta play is, you just told me the name, Bocce Ball?
Bocce.
Bocce. We gotta play Bocce Ball, man. That game is.
Buy a set, Eric.
I will.
Buy a Saints Eagles set.
A Saints Eagles set?
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what I can find out there on the internet.
I'm sure it exists.
Yeah.
All right, so I got booze, games. Eric's got playlist and girls. I'm gonna go ahead and say the obvious here and tacos. The obvious and hit you with something completely left field.
Honestly, but like, even though that's left field, like, who's really gonna be mad at a guy who shows up with tacos?
Bro, no chance. Especially if I threw down on the grill to make those tacos, bro.
The only way I would be mad is if he told me they were street tacos and then proceeded to give me giant tacos. That's the only way I would actually get mad. Fucking story. I just bring it up because we're close to MLB All-star and that's when that shit happened. So
yeah, PTSD's kicking in,
dude. Mad PTSD. Man. Bring to a party.
Woefully underprepared, the two of us.
Definitely underprepared. Also, this would have been way harder with Nick here. So, can I say like weed? Like show up to the party with weed?
I mean, it's your list.
You gotta show up with weed, bro.
Not everyone's partaking, but I'm sure it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like if it's a pool party, you got to bring like a dope ass like stuff for the pool, like the floaty things and stuff like that.
Floaty things and stuff like that.
I forget what they're called, but like the like beer pong, but it's floaty in the water.
Yeah, I know. An inflatable.
What are those called?
A pool inflatable? No.
I guess I'm just gonna put inflatable.
I'm sure they have some sort of name that white girls have co-opted, so that they named it. It's probably something shortened. I can't remember or something, because apparently saying the whole word is real difficult for people. I'm gonna go with cash.
Can't go wrong with cash, man.
Gotta have cash to chip in, right? You run out of beer, you give cash to someone, they hit a lick, they come back, you got more beer.
That's very true. But I always like when we were younger and we had like the dorm parties and stuff. I just felt bad for the dude walking around with the hat asking for money to go buy more beer. Like, I never wanted to be that dude. I was like, I'm not going to walk around this room asking people for money. It's just not going to happen.
I mean, if you want to keep drinking, you're chipping in. That's all I'm saying, dude.
Also, I may or may not have stolen a few 30 racks in my life. So, whatever. It is what it is.
I can neither confirm nor deny. Booze, games, tacos, cash, and... Very fascinating. What else? Like, what am I used to at parties?
This is actually tough.
Yeah, this is actually kind of tough. I'm trying to... It also, like, because each category is so generic. I'm going to say fireworks.
That's cool.
Damn, my list wins again, dude. You even trying?
Whatever, bro. I got the music, the girls, and the weed. I'm happy with my list, bro.
Did you just quote a Kendrick Lamar song?
Possibly. And then I don't know, man. For the last pick, like you said, tacos. That's food, but like I'm just thinking like general food. Like bring chips, sandwiches. Bring something.
All right. Go ahead, put food. I felt like that one was way harder than I expected it to be.
I can't think of 5 more. We would have been fucked if Nick was here.
We should put some people on game and be like a backpack with a change of clothes in case you want to go out at night, bro.
That's actually excellent.
Or toiletries, right? Toiletries, so that way after you get all sweaty, you can re-up on that deodorant.
Yeah.
A jacket.
This is all good ass advice, but I remember one time we were at a party and this dude was like had his backpack with like all his toiletries and clothes in it, and we were like, And it turns out the dude was homeless, man. He was just randomly walking to a party we're all at. Nobody fucking knew who this guy was. He was getting along with everybody. And then we started talking, like, he just like kept pulling shit out of his backpack, and we were like, yo, like, what's up? Like, are you crashing here or something? He's like, no, he's like, I'm homeless. Like, I just walked in here. And we were like, what the fuck? And then we just kept drinking with him all night. Like, he was cool as shit.
Yo, that's so funny. I'm not saying bring your house, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you know what, dude? We left an obvious one on the table.
What?
A gift.
I mean, my presence is a gift.
Well, ain't nobody believed that lie. God damn. That's why they charge you a cover at the door.
Never paid a cover in my life.
Bro, I'm just saying, like, a gift is pretty essential for a party, right? Like, if it's a birthday party.
Yeah, I mean, we could say cake.
Cake is a good one. Cake and ice cream. Yeah, dude. Dessert or just dessert. Yeah. I mean, there were some other options.
Yeah. We didn't specify. You know, we just had a party. Like, it can mean so many different things. A wedding's a party.
Don't tell them. Don't tell the people get paid. Anytime I refer to it as a party, people get mad.
No. The bride gets mad. And all her friends get mad.
They're ready to square up. I'm just saying, this is a pretty expensive party.
Yeah.
All right, that wraps up our list. Read them back, and then let's move into head-to-head.
Yeah, so top 5 things to bring to a party. Jermaine had the first pick, went booze, games, tacos, cash, and fireworks. I had the second pick. I went playlists, girls, weed, pool inflatables, and food.
All right. Any honorable mentions from you?
Dude, I think we already got those in the in the discussion. I think that's all we have there, man.
All right, let's move into head-to-head this week.
All right, yeah. So last week was week 25 of our head-to-head. Pretty bad week for most of us. Jermaine went 2-1, bringing him to 28 and 41 on the season, down 12.85 units. He did hit on the USA versus Trinidad and Tobago game. I believe it was 6-0, and the over was set at 3.5. So that hit. I did look at your UFC card. I don't think only one of your guys won. Dude.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad, dude. So Bonfim, his only losses are on the ground.
And he lost on the ground this weekend?
And he lost on the ground. And then Magomedov was always a roll of the dice. He fought Sean Strickland. Strickland was the favorite. Strickland ended up handling business. And you know what? I'm drawing a blank on Dawson. And
Dawson won. But I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. But fuck.
No way. Reddenov lost to Kevin Lee.
I believe so. Yeah, I think it was only one of yours hit.
That was like the most confident pick of that bunch, dude. Kevin Lee got a dub. Shock City Jones. Yeah, man, it was all bad. Also, I took a flyer on the Curry Clay 3-hole winner, and they both came off the tee. Big bag of shit. I should have went for the higher odds at like plus 487 or 485 for Kelsey and Mahomes, but should have, would have. Booked me for 2 losses, 1 win. That seems to be my staple nowadays.
Yep. And then Nick actually went 2-1. He had the best week out of all of us, bringing him to 26, 42, and 1 on the season, and he's only down 0.5 units now.
Imagine hitting a plus 400 bet and still being down 5.5 units. That's how bad we're doing right now. Dude,
it's not looking good, man. But you know, we give people the key to winning. We fade us, but
bro, podcast motto. There's money to be made here, boys.
There really is. If you just flip these and you'd be up on all of our picks.
100%, dude. Their win rate would be like 75%.
I was gonna say like 65%. Yeah.
Yeah, it's up there.
Nick did have an unfortunate. He did pick Florida. I know we talked about it last week on the podcast. He picked Florida to beat LSU in the men's College World Series, and they lost 18-4.
Oh man, that's such a bad pick. Like 18-4 is just outrageous.
Just what got me was the text that preceded it the day before. He was like,
the game called it a lock.
He called it. He's like, UF money line lock. and then proceeded to actually put it in for head-to-head. Anyway.
And I responded immediately when he said lock. I said, you heard the man, boys. LSU's the play.
Yep.
Lock. And here it is.
We should just start betting against each other.
Yeah, we really should, dude.
That's my new strategy, dude. I'm just gonna go in and start betting against you guys.
So Jack Caglione from the University of Florida is trying to do something that he saw Shohei do when he was a 15-year-old boy. He's actually playing two-way now. So he was the number 3 starter for Florida, right?
Okay.
He went on the year, I think he went 8-4 with a 4.38 ERA. Had a little too much walks. His whip was at 1.4 and some change, which is not good. That's walks plus hits divided by innings pitched.
Yeah.
You want to be close to 1 or sub 1. Only 3 pitchers in history have had MLB history have had a whip sub 1. Jacob deGrom is one of them. And the other 2 pitchers I didn't really know. I wasn't familiar with. So I think it was like Addy Joss was the number 1. And then so he's also a hitter, and he hit for, 300 this year, 30 home runs, and 84 RBIs. So that's a name to watch coming out of the MLB. And then my buddy, I didn't corroborate this, but he did say that LSU has the most major league ball players right now.
Oh, wow. Just to go back to, so Jacob deGrom at 0.9947 and Ed Walsh at 0.9996 are the only players with a career whip under 1,000 or 1.0.
There's a guy ahead of deGrom.
Oh yeah, Addy Joss.
Addy Joss.
0.9678.
Yeah, so those are the 3. That's how impressive a sub 1 whip would be.
Mariano Rivera is 1.0003.
Yeah, he was electric. Yeah. Electric. Imagine coming in the most pressure-packed moment and just almost being sub 1 for the whip.
We said that the other day when you sent your all-time baseball lineup and you put him for the closer. And when I made my list, I was like, look, if I can't have the same guy, I have nobody, because this is the only answer in baseball for closer. He's the greatest closer of all time.
Yeah. For clarification, it was my favorite all-time lineup because Alfonso Soriano is not the best second baseman.
Not the way you made it sound the other day.
Well, he's fantastic, but let's not say he's the best. All right, let's move into your picks.
Yeah, so I went 0-3 last week. I learned my lesson. Don't bet on sports you don't know, and I don't know shit about MLS. So one of my goals is to start watching more MLS so that I can bet it more, and also it's growing as a sport, so I might as well get into it. I'm at 29-40 on the season, down 5.3 units. And then Nevada went 0-3 as well, bringing him to 25-40-1 on the season, down 4.35 units. He is on a 8 game losing streak. He's about to be catching the next streak.
He's gonna hit soon on that. I think he hits on these Joey Chestnut bets.
You think so? I don't know if he hits the over 76. I think that's the record.
But yeah, it's Joey Chestnut who said it. If you won't bet on anybody, that's who you bet on, bro.
True.
Yo, if Nevada goes 0-2 on the hot dog eating contest bets, I'm gonna die laughing, dude.
I think at 9 a.m. or something, so I'm definitely gonna be up and ready watching.
My guy said minus 22.5 more than Esper.
Who's got the second best odds to win the whole thing?
He's gonna lose by 23.
That's like going into a World Cup final and they're like, you're the second best team in this tournament, but you're gonna lose by 10 goals.
Oh man, you imagine? That'd be tragic, bro. In the World Cup final?
It'd be a waste of a final.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so that wraps up head-to-head, pop culture pick'em, and what the fuck headline. So it's going to be a short podcast this week, ladies and gentlemen. Eric, do you have the Major League Baseball All-Star rosters?
I do. Do you want me to share them on the screen or just run through?
Yeah, share them on screen.
Let's get this pulled up. All right. MLB. Nope. Right here. Boom. How does that look to you? A little bit bigger?
Yeah, definitely. Let's just try to get just the. That should be good.
Like right there?
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Yeah. So this is going to be the AL roster. The starters are Jonah Heim, catcher out of Texas, Yandy Diaz, first baseman out of Tampa Bay, Marcus Semien, second baseman out of Texas, Josh Young, third baseman out of Texas, Corey Seager, shortstop out of Texas, Mike Trout, outfielder, Los Angeles Angels, Randy Arozarena, outfielder, Tampa Bay, Aaron Judge, outfielder, the Yankees, and their designated hitter is Shohei Ohtani out of the Los Angeles Angels.
Currently hitting 307 with 30 home runs.
Good God. On pace to pass Judge, or on pace to tie Judge, but nobody seems to be talking about it. So
no, it's because he's not American and he's not a Yankee.
It's unfortunate because he's a bad motherfucker.
He's the man, bro. It's unreal.
And then we'll get into the reserves for the AL. So we have Salvador Perez, catcher, Kansas City, Adley Rutschman, catcher, Baltimore, Vladdy Guerrero Jr., infielder, Toronto, Whit Merrifield, infielder, Toronto, Bo Bichette, infielder, Toronto, Jose Ramirez, another infielder from Cleveland, Luis Robert Jr., outfielder from the White Sox, Austin Hayes, outfielder from Baltimore, Yordan Alvarez, outfielder from Houston, Adolis Garcia, outfielder out of Texas, and their reserve DH is Brent Rooker from Oakland.
All right, and then you want to read off those pitchers and relievers?
Yeah, going into them. So for the pitchers, Shohei from the Angels, Garrett Cole from the Yankees, Luis Castillo from Seattle, Sonny Gray from Minnesota, Nathan Eovaldi from Texas, Kevin Gausman from Toronto, Shane McClanahan from Tampa Bay, Framber Valdez from Houston, and Michael Lorenzen from Detroit. Their relievers are Kenley Jansen from Boston, Emmanuel Clase from Cleveland, Felix Bautista from Baltimore, and Yennier Cano from Baltimore.
All right. Let's start with the AL.
Ooh.
Right. So Eric and I will provide one snub, right? When we'll discuss the AL, and then we'll get back into the NL. Eric, why did you stop sharing it?
Oh, just so we can talk about our picks, and then I'll put it back up.
Well, yeah, I was going to use it to exercise an example, but I'll keep it pushing. If you'll look at that list, Eric, will you tell me how many of the Tampa Bay Rays are on the All-Star team?
3?
3 Tampa Bay Rays are on the All-Star team. They are the most dominant team in baseball right now. They started off the year red hot, and you're going to sit here and tell me that the Texas Rangers demand this much more love and attention than – so that's 5 Texas Rangers. That's 6 Rangers on the roster. Toronto, the same thing. Right? You go look at Toronto. 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's pretty much the whole infield for Toronto. Plus a pitcher. So you're telling me that the Tampa Bay Rays don't have anyone playing well enough to make this All-Star roster?
Yo, that's crazy. The Rays are 57-30. The Rangers are 50-35, and the Blue Jays are 45-40.
I just don't get it. I don't know what Tampa Bay has to do. Specifically, I'll shout out Wander Franco. Wander Franco, a name everyone has heard, right? A young, promising prospect in baseball that's budding into a fantastic player. And we can't get him anywhere on this All-Star roster?
I mean, look at the numbers. Batting 286, 9 home runs, 41 RBIs, 46 runs, 26 stolen bases, and he's hitting 810 OPS.
That's crazy to me. So you're telling me that that Tampa Bay shouldn't get more players just based on them being good? And this kind of brings me to my next overarching point. No, just because every team is in the league, not every team deserves an all-star.
100%.
The Oakland Athletics, on principle, should not be allowed to have an all-star.
Yeah.
But here we are, sitting here talking about Wander Franco conveniently left off the list. And Tampa Bay having 3 selections overall. I mean, what is the count? Did they get 30 for each side? 4, 9. So that's, I don't know. I'm not even trying to count. I don't feel like doing it. It's just crazy to me.
It's 20 players without pitchers.
It's crazy. So yeah, about 30. It's crazy. It's just crazy to me that the Tampa Bay Rays are doing this well, and we can't find a 4th or a 5th player to put on this roster.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the other teams are doing well. Like, it's not like the Texas isn't first in their division. Toronto's actually, 4th in their division? But that's just a tough division they're in. But, yeah, there's no way that the Tampa Bay Rays should have less players than any of these teams.
Yeah, I think that's crazy. So go ahead and give us your sleeper.
My sleeper is going to be Josh Naylor from the Cleveland Guardians. I almost said Indians. Hitting 295, 10 home runs, 58 RBIs, 30 runs, and an 808 OPS. They put Vladdy Jr. on there, because of his name, but dude's outperforming Vladdy Jr. He should have been there. So that's my snub for the AL.
All right. Yeah, Vladdy Jr. probably got in on the fan vote.
100%.
Yeah, big time star. All right, let's go ahead and get into the NL.
All right, so let's get down here to the NL. Starters for the NL: Sean Murphy, catcher from Atlanta; Freddie Freeman, first baseman from the Dodgers; Luis Arraez, second baseman from Miami; Nolan Arenado, third baseman, St. Louis; Orlando Arcia, shortstop, Atlanta; Ronald Acuna Jr., outfielder, Atlanta; Mookie Betts, outfielder, the Dodgers; Corbin Carroll, outfielder, Arizona. Dude's a rookie, right?
I believe he's a rookie this year, yeah.
And then the DH is JD Martinez from the Dodgers. The reserves: Will Smith, Dodgers, catcher Elias Diaz from Colorado; infielder Matt Olson from Atlanta; infielder Ozzy Albies from Atlanta; infielder Austin Riley from Atlanta; infielder Dansby Swanson from the Cubs; infielder Pete Alonso from the Mets; outfielder Lourdes Gurriel Jr. from Arizona; outfielder Nick Castellanos from Philly; outfielder Juan Soto from the Padres; and the reserve DH is Jorge Soler from Miami. Pitchers: Zach Gallen, Arizona; Spencer Strider, Atlanta; Bryce Elder, Atlanta; Justin Steele from the Cubs; Mitch Keller from Pittsburgh; Josiah Gray from Washington; Clayton Kershaw from the Dodgers; Marcus Stroman from the Cubs. And then their relievers are Alexis Diaz from Cincinnati; Josh Hader from the Padres; Devin Williams from Milwaukee; and Camilo Doval from San Francisco.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot of complaints. So one thing that was pointed out to me was the amount of infielders being represented that were ex-Braves, right? So Freddie Freeman is the first baseman, was the first baseman, right? So then you have Orlando Arcia as the shortstop, and then you go look at the rest of their infield is on the bench for it.
Yeah.
And then conveniently right after Austin Riley, you have Dansby Swanson, who was also on the Braves last year.
I know what they're doing down in Atlanta in the infield, man.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Shout out Spencer Strider. Love to see that he gets the gets the appointment here. Not that there was much of a question. Shout out my boys Justin Steele, Marcus Stroman, and the aforementioned Dansby Swanson. It's good to see the Cubs. Josh Hader refuses to pitch back-to-back games now, or 3 days in a row. to preserve himself for free agency.
Well, then I'm gonna preserve these paychecks. Then,
dog, I'm like, are you kidding me? You could just make that. You can just make that claim.
When did it happen? When did the switch happen where players became so entitled and they just thought everything was it the CBAs that were created? Was it just a switch in mentality in society? It wasn't like this before. Players played. They played for the team that paid them.
Now these players can give two fucks about the fans. It's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
They care. Everyone cares about themselves. You see it in society, and sports is always going to be a microcosm of bigger things at large in society, and this is just another instance. I will say that my snub is for Fernando Tatis Jr., who not only does he have 16 homers despite playing 20 games and has a better WAR than Juan Soto, who's been playing the whole time, but he's also been electric on defense in the outfield, right? Where he used to be much maligned at shortstop because he would lead the league in errors. Now you go look at any sort of advanced metric from baseball, which they have thousands, it feels like. I can't ever keep up. And he's dominating at him. So not only is he contributing at bat where he's hitting 280, right? And he's hitting 280 on a team that has almost everyone else struggling, but he's also saving runs on defense. So, if I'm looking at it, I would make the case against Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and Nick Castellanos, but both of them play for better teams. So maybe that's where Fernando Tatis gets left off. What I don't understand, though, is why you wouldn't just want Tatis there at the All-Star game. Right? I get that he cheated, and I still make fun of him for it till this day, but at a certain point in time, you got to move the fuck on. Here's looking at you, Baseball Writers Association of America. So that's my pitch. Maybe I'm a little biased, seeing as I am, San Diego based. I root for the Padres. I have Padres free. I have free Padres here, and so maybe I'm biased, but I think Fernando Tatis should have got in. And you, Eric?
So mine, I'm gonna go with Francisco Lindor. Now I understand his team has a shit record, but
the Oakland Athletics have a player.
Exactly. Let's see what his stats are for this year. 70 hits, 17 home runs, 55 RBIs, 9 stolen bases. He's averaging 223. OBP is 306 and OPS is 752. Yeah, that average is a little low. He's down a bunch from his 273 average for his.
It's today's baseball. It's the same soapbox that I always have. So I just don't understand why everything has to be a home run now. Not everyone is a home run hitter. That's the other thing, right? We need more Luis Reyes in baseball. He's making it sexy to hit a single again. So God bless that man. Keep it going. Because that's a soapbox I continue to die on. That, it just drives me nuts, right? Play as a team. Get on and let the next guy do what he's supposed to do. And then the next guy and the next guy. And it feels like now we're not only are we chasing long gone summer, which if that's what we want to fucking chase, just use one juiced baseball and juice your athletes.
There's an answer to that if they want
and keep it pushing. We know we have the correlation and causation for that summer.
Yep.
So if that's what you want, then fuck it, go that way. Could you imagine juiced pitchers?
I mean, they're already throwing 105, 106. It'd be crazy if they got juiced up and they were hitting higher numbers than that.
First of all, we're going to have one man throw his arm off. Literally, it's going to leave his body and continue down the line and still strike someone out. That's the kind of stuff we're going to be seeing. If someone hits a backer and everyone's juiced, see ya, pitcher, you're dead.
Yeah.
Hopefully you got some prospects to pull up because you're dead. If you got hit by pitch, 60-day DL. Sorry, you ain't coming back.
Nah,
Yeah,
but if the other guy's on juice too, it might just bounce off him, dude.
he's just made of steel.
Out there, bro. Just launching balls to the moon, bro.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, let them at it, boys. If they want to juice, they can juice. If they don't want to juice, then they can hit 223.9 and get snubbed in the All-Star game.
Honestly, if everybody's allowed to do it and you don't do it, it's on you.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
I'm
let
saying
them juice.
It's they should, man. For the best product that they can put out there, they should juice athletes.
I want to see Roquan Smith rip Miles Sanders' head off. Okay.
I don't know why you got to do that to my boy Miles like that, but
he ain't an Eagle no more. He ain't nobody's boy on this podcast.
I got a little love for him here, and he plays for the Panthers.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck the Panthers. Ugh. The Saints are the class of the NFC South, and don't forget it, bro.
Hey, you guys have the third best record in the NFC for the last 5 years?
Yeah, since 2000, the Saints have like the 6th or 7th most wins or something like that.
Can't complain,
bro. And we also have like the lead. Well, obviously, if you lead in wins, you have the least losses.
Yeah, that's true. That's when I realize I'm actually a bad fan, or like when I'm an over dramatic fan, is when I actually see Eagles stats since like 2000. We're one of the top franchises in the NFL.
Yeah, I know. I had to have this argument with you. That's when you saw the stats. It was me annoyed at you because you're always fucking boohooing.
It just doesn't feel like we're one of the best franchises in the league.
It's because you're fucking awful. You are toxic. That's the problem. You need a shirt that says toxic, and every time you enter a room, Britney Spears' Toxic needs to come on.
I'm a fan of that.
Just so everyone knows that this is Mr. Toxica.
No, you know I don't like attention like that, bro. That shit would give me anxiety like a motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Your hands would go straight into the air. What's up, bitches? My name's Eric, and I'm here to party.
Yes.
All right, you got anything else for the 10s and 10s?
No, appreciate you for tuning in. See you guys next week, and remember, fade us, man. Make some money.
Seriously. Look, you think we're joking. We do this for you. We're here to make you money. We don't. Money's money. We'll make more. You guys should be making more. Fade us. Never forget. That's the rule. So thank you for joining us. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Podcast Room 303. I've been your host, Jermaine Colon Mendez, for my co-host. And as always, we have with us the EP. We'll see you next time when you come on down and step into the room.